CJ in the car community. My first name is Clark, and I'll get to the cars here shortly. But for my long-term subscribers, I know I took a break from YouTube. I took about a year and 2 months away from YouTube, and I know I don't get too personal on this channel, but I hope to change that in the future. Biggest reasons why I took some time off is I was exiting out of the military, and I needed that time to kind of transition. For those of you wondering, I was in the Marine Corps. I did 20 years, and I'm officially retired. I'm now a civilian, no longer in the military. And yeah, I needed that time basically to transition, as well as I didn't want to do too much to the Evo just because I didn't want anything to go wrong. That would be the worst time for something to go wrong, and I'd have basically a giant 3,100 pound paperweight that I had to haul from one place to the other. With that being said, my last duty station was in Louisiana, and I decided to relocate as a civilian back to the state of Florida. And with no ties to the city of Orlando, I have decided to move to Orlando, and that's where I've been the past couple months. I love it here. In my opinion, Florida is the place, at least for me. Great for military retirees, great for the car scene, great for food, great for everything, honestly. I love it here. And I'm happy to be here and beginning this new journey. Now on to the cars. Here is my Evo. If you're new here, this is my 2006 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 9, which I've had for 17 years. This is actually my first car, and I just hit 17 years with it about a month ago or so. And I haven't done too much to it in the last year or so. Been trying to just enjoy the car. And only thing I've done is I've gone back and forth between the Z40s and the C28s, which I still have. I will probably be getting rid of these wheels here soon, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, like I said, I've been trying to just enjoy the car. And only issues I've had with it is about 2 months ago, my old Omni 4-bar map sensor went out, and I replaced it with a new one. However, it's been acting finicky since, and I hit up a tuner, and basically we believe that maybe there's differences in the two different map sensors. They're the same brand, the same everything, but they're about 7 years apart. So I think in that time span, there's been some differences, and that's what's going on. And here is my 2020 M2 Comp. Love this car. Still trying to decide what I want to do with it, just because I already have a forever car in this. So it's kind of difficult to really figure out what it is that I want to do with this. I do want to maybe toy around with something else, but I do like this car. I mean, honestly, there's no car that I for sure will get rid of this for. So I've been toying with the idea of maybe getting a fourth car, but we'll see what happens. All right, with that being said, what I wanted to make this video about was showing you a list of parts that I've actually had for a while, because this was actually supposed to happen before while I was in Louisiana. However, it didn't work out. In case you're wondering what happened with the last shop, basically our schedules just didn't line up. Just to make a long story short, it didn't line up that way. Not to mention too, additionally, that shop was never an Evo shop, and I like to take my cars to very specific type of shops, not general shops. So with that being said, now that I'm in Orlando, I'm glad to be taking it to an Evo specialist. All right, so first up, I have FIC 2150s. Currently on the car are FIC 1650s, and the fuel system is basically maxed out. I currently have a double pumper, a bulletproof double pumper, 255 Walbros, and stock lines, and I have 1650s. I wanted to swap out the double pumper setup and do new lines. However, I think I'm gonna wait until the very next tune for that. So right now the fuel system is maxed out. And for those of you that don't know, with the Haltech setup, Haltech doesn't like you going above 90% duty cycle. So I don't like maxing anything out to the max. So this was kind of a quick fix. Hey, let's slap these in just so we can keep the duty cycle down. So I'm not too sure if I'll be using this for this one or just save them for the very next one. So we'll see what happens. The rest of the stuff is in efforts to do a drive-by-wire conversion. So first thing with that is I have a new throttle body. This is a Bosch 68 mil. And as you can see, it has an electronic motor. And so basically, if you're not aware, what these cars, they didn't switch to drive-by-wire till the Evo 10. But as you can see, there's a cable right over there. So when you press the gas pedal, there's a cable that actually opens and closes the throttle body. And the reason for that, the reason why I'm switching, ever since I installed the new Haltech, basically the throttle's been real sluggish. This car used to have a very, very crisp throttle response, and like rev matching was like unmatched when it came to this specific car. I was really good at it, but ever since we did the Haltech, it's just kind of like sluggish, for lack of a better term, and I don't like it. I haven't liked it since. Additionally, with that, the perks are you get to do cruise control if you wanted to, and these cars don't come with cruise control. So that's one of the biggest things. And then not to mention some small minor things. It's just more crisp response. And from my understanding, it's just a better experience overall. But with that being said, you will need a new electronic pedal. And this is from an Evo 10. So I went ahead and got the Evo spec, has a conversion kit actually for this, and basically comes with the harness. This is the mount to mount the pedal onto, and I opted for the brushed finish, just like pretty much everything in the engine bay and everywhere else. Actually, more on the interior is actually brushed, and then it came with some nice titanium hardware. I initially opted to get the pedal that they provided, and basically they sent me like a Chrysler pedal, and when you're as picky as I am, I wanted the Evo 10 pedal because it came with this style of pad, and I actually went ahead and ordered new pads for all of them, so I'll be swapping those out to kind of clean the interior a little bit. And then moving on, this is a Haltech keypad. This isn't in relation to the drive-by-wire, but basically currently, in order to do rolling anti-lag, I have to actually, we wired it, the last shop wired it to my e-brake. I had a button, but I ended up not using it because I don't want to drill into my steering wheel. But to make a long story short, this is the best option just because you can label these, and I haven't opened it yet. But as you can see, they have decals for all of them. And this will allow me to not only ditch the having to pull the e-brake, which is pretty sketchy, but also you can do different maps on there. So like if you have different boost settings, that's why the lights are on over here. And then some other minor stuff, nothing too crazy. Cruise control, basically all the accessories that you have with having the convenience of having a standalone. And yeah, with that being said, I also went ahead and got the mount. This is gonna mount to the ashtray, so it'll be a nice little clean setup. And then here, I think I ended up ordering this as an extra. I think this might be redundant, but this, from what it looks like, is the plug that actually hooks up to the throttle itself. So it looks like I have an extra. And then this is something that the last shop wanted me to get. This is an expander, and I don't know if I'll need this, to be honest with you. I waited quite a while for this. Haltech does make a version, but they were back ordered at the time, I think. And keep in mind, this is a while ago. But yeah, that's basically it for this setup. I wanted to keep this very, very simple, just because my biggest focus right now is to get the car driving really well. To be 100% honest with you guys, I haven't gotten a chance to really experience this Haltech setup really well, like, to be honest with you. When we did the Haltech, we actually stepped down on power just because we had to bring the duty cycle down. So the car has been lower on power, and I'll be honest with you, I think I'm ready for a new turbo, but that'll be something in the future. What I wanted to do is kind of get a new turbo, get the fuel stuff, get the new pumps, the lines, and do the turbo with that. However, this car is not really as enjoyable as it used to be after we did that map sensor swap. So I wanted to get the whole thing dialed in first and then kind of go from there. So in the next couple videos, you guys will see me obviously installed the new stuff we just got, as well as I'll be doing all the precautionary stuff in order to get this ready for a tune. I'll be doing boost leak test, oil change. I am going to do a compression test just to make sure. I have no concerns, but I wanted to be on the safe side just to make sure the car is ready to be abused on a dyno. I like to say the term abused just because those are hard miles on the dyno. And this thing has seen a few sessions of that. So I want to make sure everything's good and yeah, go from there. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. I appreciate you joining me as always. And yeah, I'll be here. I'll be here doing stuff. If I don't have anything to do to the car, then I'm not going to make any content. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I appreciate you joining me. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.